Welcome to Brightpoint Infotech's podcast. I'm your host, Premjit Singh, Marketing Manager at Brightpoint Infotech, and today's conversation hits home for a lot of companies that are still running on Microsoft Dynamics GP, and a couple of questions that are, on the minds of business leaders who are still running on GP is, when is the right time to move to a modern ERP, and what do we do with all the GP data? And to unpack this and discuss this, I'm joined by Prashanth Kannoth, who is a subject matter and ERP expert. Prashanth, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Premjit. It's great to be here. And you're right, this topic is the one that trips up even the most confident project teams. Everyone's excited about moving off of GP until the data questions pops up.
Exactly, Prashant. I was a few days back. I was speaking to a CFO and CFO of a mid-size electronics distribution company in Texas, and he finally, gotten board on approval to move from Microsoft Dynamics GP to cloud, and he was thrilled about it. Better reporting, better user experience, seamless integration. But the moment, the project started, someone asked, wait, what happens to all the 12 years of GP data? And that simple question, stopped the whole migration plan in its track.
That's such a familiar
Yeah,
story, by the way. It's not that companies don't want to modernize, it's that they're terrified of losing access to the historical data.
exactly.
Old transactions, invoice, the audit trails, etc. They're like the corporate memory. So you can't just delete it, but you also don't want to drag a decade of legacy data into your brand new ERP system.
Exactly. And, it's like moving to a new house and you don't bring, every single thing from your garage, right?
Right. But many businesses do exactly that, but with data.
Right.
They feel prefer migrating everything just in case. And that's where the projects get bloated, the budgets explode, and the timelines stretch out by months. The truth is that you don't need to move everything. What you need is a hybrid ERP data strategy.
I see. That sounds like a sweet spot between keeping what matters and not overloading the new system. So, Prashant, tell us what exactly, is hybrid ERP data strategy.
So in simple terms, it means keeping your historical GP data accessible at all times, but outside
Mm-hmm.
your ERP environment. You only migrate what's essential for the daily business. Your open transactions, the key customers, the current vendors, and you store the rest safely elsewhere. That elsewhere could be a read-only GP instance or a
Mm-hmm.
data warehouse or even a cloud-based archiving tool.
Right.
Think of it like this. Your new ERP is your modern workspace, which is sleek and fast.
Mm.
Your old GP data becomes a digital archive, which is well organized, searchable, and available whenever you need it.
A perfect analogy, Prashant. So businesses get both of best of both the worlds, speed and access. So now let's break down the main options companies have for keeping their GP data.
Sure. There are mainly four main ways to do it,
Mm-hmm.
depending on needs and budget. So one would be a read-only GP environment.
Mm-hmm.
You keep your existing GP system running in a limited view-only mode.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a pros and cons to that. So the pros is that it's a familiar interface, which is easy for, it's an easy access for auditors. The cons is that you still have some of the infrastructure and licensing costs associated
Right.
with it. So the second one would be data warehouse,
Mm.
like Azure. You export your historical GP data into a data warehouse.
Right.
Pros and cons would be it's scalable. It integrates beautifully with tools like Power BI. The cons would be it requires some data modeling and IT setup related stuff. And the third would be third-party archiving tools, which are like specialized solution that extract and store the GP data securely in the cloud. It also has pros and cons. The pros would be the design. It is basically designed for ERP data,
Okay.
searchable and it's audit ready. The cons is that you're relying on a vendor, so you'll have to check the costs and the long-term access for it. And the last would be PDF or CSV type snapshots. Like
Okay.
the export key reports and it exports the key reports and store them in a SharePoint or a secure cloud storage. The pros would be it's simple, it's inexpensive and easy to access at all times. The cons would be it's not much interactive since it's a PDF and limited search capabilities.
Well, that's a great summary, Prashant. And I like that, businesses can mix and match those methods. That's the beauty of the hybrid, right?
Exactly. Let me share a real world example for this.
Mm.
So we worked with a mid-sized auto parts manufacturer that was moving from Dynamics GP to Business Central.
Okay.
They had 10 years of GP financials, the customer transactions and inventory history.
Okay.
So here's the gist of what we did. So we kept their GP data in a read-only mode for their audit purposes, and we exported 5 years of their key data into Azure SQL and then connected into and developed Power BI dashboards for it.
Wow.
And we archived the older purchase and inventory data as PDFs in SharePoint. So the result of this is that the migration finished in 8 weeks. It finished 8 weeks early, and they saved nearly $45,000, we would say.
Wow.
And when auditors came in, everything was accessible for them within minutes. It was arranged properly.
Yeah, that's a great achievement, I would say, 8 weeks early you finished it, the migration, and you saved the customer around $45,000. Excellent, yeah. That's such a smart and balanced, way to approach it. And the compliance slide, that's a major concern too. So, so my question is, how does a hybrid strategy handle audit and regulatory requirements?
Great question. Financial data comes with specific retention rules. So it
Hmm.
usually has around 7 to 10 years, depending on your industry and local regulations.
Hmm.
So the auditors would expect three things in particular: quick, reliable access to historical records, which includes invoices, journals, and ledgers. The second one would be the integrity of data, data integrity.
Right.
It has to match the original source. So the third would be documentation. So it's proof that you have a defined data retention policy. So hybrid strategies checks all these three boxes which I mentioned. So a read-only GP means data stays in its native form. Data warehouses maintain the audit trails, and archiving tools offer the encryption, logging, and access tracking related features. And here's a pro tip. Document your data retention and access strategy in your internal controls. That alone can save hours during an audit session.
Right, right. That's a solid advice, Prashant. And so, for someone planning their GP to cloud move right now, where should they start?
Um, Here's a simple step-by-step guide. So
Mm-hmm.
the first, we audit your existing GP data. Second would be the list out your financials, sales and inventory and other modules. Identify what modules are critical and what's
Okay.
rarely used.
Okay.
And then define who needs access and how often do they need the access. Is it just finance once a quarter or daily for reporting? Another would be pick your preservation method. Okay, maybe a mix of read-only GP plus data warehouse or plus archived PDFs as well. And document everything. Outline where your data lives, how is it secured, and who maintains it. And the last would be partner with your experts. So a good ERP partner like Brightpoint Infotech can help you evaluate what's worth migrating and how to set up your hybrid environment efficiently.
Wow. That's really clear and actionable, Prashant. And honestly, I love how, empowering this is because so many companies still feel stuck with ongoing, uh, with GP because of their data.
Exactly, and that's the point. Your data shouldn't hold you back. The
Yeah.
modern ERP systems are about agility, automation, and insight. Right. A hybrid data strategy lets you move forward confidently while respecting the history that you got there with data.
Right. Right. Beautifully said, Prashant. And thank you for your time. And to everyone who is listening, if you're planning to move from Dynamics GP to a modern ERP, and if you're unsure how to handle legacy data, our team at Brightpoint Infotech can support you. We have guided dozens of clients, through this exact transition, ensuring compliance, speed, and cost efficiency. So, Prashant, thank you once again for your incredible insights. Appreciate it.
Always a pleasure, Premjit. This is a topic that's close to me while helping for organizations move forward fearlessly. So thank you for
Absolutely.
this. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you to all our listeners. Until next time, this is Premjit Singh and Prashant signing off. Thank you, Prashant.